Managing a class of 30 students, dealing with challenging behaviors, differentiating instruction, communicating with parents, instructing students both whole group and small group, grading assessments, analyzing data, lesson planning. Being a teacher is an extremely challenging profession that unless you've lived it, most don't realize how demanding it is on a day-to-day basis. Teacher burnout is real. So on today's episode, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for preventing teacher burnout. Tip number 1, don't grade everything. Don't do it. Pick and choose what is important. Of course, you're going to grade assessments and projects, but smaller assignments like worksheets or homework, at most, glance at it if you wish to use it as formative data to guide your instruction. Or maybe just quickly check for completion if you need data for a work habits grade. In that case, I would just go down my roster and place a check mark next to each student's name who turned in that assignment. But other than that, say hello to my little friend, okay? Or if that seems too harsh, just pass the work back to your students, or just don't collect it to begin with if you know you're not going to use the data. Tip number 2, collaborate. This profession is hard enough, so share the workload. Now, if you're fortunate like I have been, you have teachers on your grade level team so you can delegate tasks that everyone has to get done. My current team rotates who's going to make the Google slide presentations for the following week. Or maybe you break apart tasks by subject area. If your grade level team isn't collaborating, pitch the idea to them. Maybe offer something that you're already doing and see if you can share resources. I made these games for math stations next week, Meryl. Would you like to use them? Super! Can I ask you something, Meryl? Do you have any resources for reading workshop? Because I am struggling. Tip number 3, don't internalize. This is probably the most important tip I can give, but it takes a lot of practice. It honestly took me years before I got to the point that I wasn't internalizing every obstacle or struggle I was encountering in the classroom. But the sooner you can master this skill, the better off you will be. This job is demanding as is. If you're the type of person that has a hard time shaking off the day, I highly recommend starting a daily mindfulness practice so you can be more in tune when your mind begins to wander and be more aware about how your thoughts are affecting your body. Tip number 4, find your joy. Most of us got into teaching because we love kids. We love being around them and we want to make a positive impact on their life. Remind yourself of your why you got into teaching, and find a way at least once a week to plan a lesson or activity in your classroom that you are pumped about. Maybe it's a craft, maybe it's community building, maybe it's a reader's theater performance. Integrate things that bring you joy into your classroom. I brought some reinforcements to teach us how to multiply. Tip number 5, leave right after dismissal 1 to 2 days a week. I know, but there's so much to do. This job really is endless. There's literally always something every classroom teacher could be working on at all times. But I want you to give yourself permission to leave right after dismissal, or the earliest your contract will allow, 1 to 2 days a week. And that doesn't mean lug work home with you on those days either. I mean press a pause button on everything 1 to 2 days a week and boogie on out of there and pick it up the next day. I think you'll find that this will make you more productive and happier, gaining some balance in your week. Go to the gym, cook dinner. What has helped you maintain a work-life balance? Please share in the comments below. I'm Beth Cunningham Murray. If you liked this episode of Classroom Quick Tips, please subscribe and ring the bell. Thank you for watching.